peu comme pour les codes de travail, ce qui est Desjardins pour les banques coopératives. C'est la Mecque mondiale. Mais il y a autre chose, j'ai visité les coopératives à Barcelone, il y a d'autres régions, à Valence, tout ça, il y a d'autres éléments. Et pour l'heure nous dire que c'est d'autant plus important que ça va mal en Espagne. L'Espagne était décotée encore hier par Moody's. Vous laissez.
Et merci beaucoup. Et merci pour vous donner moi la possibilité de parler mais anglais. Excusez-moi. Je suis en train d'apprendre le français et la prochaine fois, je viendrai à parler en français. Excusez-moi. Bien. Oui, yes, but Mondragon is not the paradise. We have problems and we are not angels. When we have to take the wealth, everybody has started complaining and everything. Okay, well, here, this is the headquarters of Mondragon. In the headquarters, we only work 50 people. We are all over the world, 100,000 workers, 100,000 workers, oui. Mais seulement 60, but only 60 people we work in the headquarters. Why? Because our organization is very decentralized organization, and each cooperative has their own marketing department, finance department, people department, production department, and so on. Okay, here we can see this is the headquarters of Caja Laboral, one of the cooperatives, because we have one credit union, and this is the headquarters of Caja Laboral. Caja Laboral, and we have only one Caja Laboral, one bank. It's not like in Brazil, in Colombia, and in different places that there are, in each town there is a bank, but most of them are very small. It's not like in Desjardins, because in Desjardins, it's in each town, are different cooperatives, but they are working all together, and that is more or less another way, but it's going very well. In our case, we have only one credit union, and after that they have 400 different branches all over the Basque Country and all over the north of Spain, from Madrid to the north, Santander, Salamanca, Valladolid, Zaragoza, and some of them in Barcelona also. Okay, and here we can see several cooperatives. This is Favor Electronic, they are 400 workers. This is Favor Arrasate, they produce presses, they are more or less 500 workers. And this is Favor Domestic Appliances, the first cooperative that started in 1956. They have 3,000 workers. It does mean that all these 3,000 workers are the members. There is not another capitalist or people who put in the money. Well, in several cooperatives, it will be possible that they have 5% or 10%, less than 15% of temporary workers. Because when we start working in a cooperative, first of all, you enter as a temporary worker, salary worker, and after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, it depends how it's going the company, you can become a member. Okay, and here also you can see this one, it's a research and development center, because we have, at this moment we have 14, not only 12, because this year we have created another 2. So we have 14 cooperatives, 7 services cooperatives, for example, an engineering cooperative, they are more than 400 workers, another consultancy, 400 workers, catering, one catering company, 6,000 workers, residencies, services for elderly people, residencies, 300 workers, and altogether we are 120 cooperatives. As you can see, industrial cooperatives are the most important, 87, because we started in 1956 with a company that produced dishwashers, washing machines, so domestic appliances. That is the biggest, 3,000 workers. And after that, we create another cooperative. Could you push? Could you enter in the industrial group? Okay, for example, this one, Favor Domestic Appliances, they produce dishwashers, washing machine. But this cooperative now is in troubles because, as you know, the economic crisis, as you said before, economic crisis means that the construction now is not going, and most of the new washing machine and new domestic appliances they are selling to the construction, and so they are in troubles. They are working, for example, only 4 days per week. And also, when the economic crisis started, they had to pass 250 workers to another cooperative. Instead of being unemployed, they passed to another cooperative. For example, last year, in December last year, we had 700 workers relocated in another cooperative. This is very important for us, and I like to show you that the intercooperation, the cooperation between cooperatives is very, very important to overcome the economic crisis and to create also in research and development center, our own Mondragon University, and different kind of services for us and for the society. So intercooperation is very important, and in this case, 250 are relocated in another cooperative. Okay, Orona, they produce lift, elevator, they also 3,000 workers. This company, for example, in order to see that we are suffering also, before the economic crisis, they were producing 90 new elevators, 90 new lifts per day. Now they are producing only 40, 45. But they are having profits. Why? Because money is not doing equipments like lifts in Europe or in the States. Money came from the maintenance, the service. Otis, Thyssen, all our competitors, they are having profits because the maintenance, because the service, not producing here. Of course, if they produce in China, probably they can get more profits producing also. But in this case, they have profits because the maintenance. Orbea, bicycles, they produce very big range of bicycles. Only 100 euros, but also 10,000 euros. So very high quality and good service, and so 10,000 euros only one week, only one bike. Okay, 300 workers. 700 producing packaging machines for agriculture. Urma Agricola, they produce greenhouses, different kind of greenhouses with glass, with plastic, automatic and non-automatic. Fagor de Land, they are producing car components. We have 12 cooperatives that are producing car components. For example, Fagor de Land, they are close to 3,000 workers. 2,000 of them are in the Basque Country, but this company has another factories in Brazil, Slovakia, and in China now. Why they have a company in Brazil, for example? That was the first one. Because our clients, that was that times General Motors, now all of them, when they set up a new factory in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, they oblige us, to everybody, to all the suppliers, to put close to Sao Paulo a factory in order to sell from close and not from the other part of the world. And for that reason, they have factories abroad, but at this moment, these factories are not cooperatives. Here we have a plan, and that we started in 2006 with 3 pilot projects, one of these in Poland, another one in Brazil, in this factory, and another one in Mexico, Guadalajara, speaking with the trade unions, speaking with the directors, with blue-collar workers, giving training about cooperative, what does it mean to work in a cooperative, how much they have to put as a piece of capital, everything. And in 2008, started the economic crisis, and we have stopped it, and now this is in standby. But I hope that in the next 2-3 years, for example, these cooperatives in Brazil, it could be possible. Okay, these cooperatives produce machines, equipment for produce, in this case, solar panels or different kind of goods. Okay, another company, but I'm going to go to another. For example, this one, they are 1,000 workers. They produce domestic appliances. This company and the other one, Fagor de Land, that produce for automotive components. All these cooperatives that are in this sector we have 8 cooperatives. All of them are going very well. You say why? Because the economic crisis, for example, they produce for domestic appliances, and all over the world, GE, Hoover, Electrolux, Bosch, Siemens are going down, and they are closing several companies, and they are going much better than ever. Why? Because the competitors went down, closed down, and it's because the lack of liquidity last year and this year, they had some problems. Okay. 2 minutes. They had some problems, and because they were alone, they had to close the company. And in our case, we pass money from one cooperative to the cooperative. We invest together. We invest in new projects. If some company has some problems, we put a solidarity fund to help each other. That's one. And in this case, cooperative and these factories are having a lot of profits because the competitors went down. Good competitor, better than us, probably, and having profits last year. So, what is the idea? Intercooperation, the real cooperation between cooperatives, not only being part of the federation. All the cooperatives are part of the Basque Cooperative Federation, but it's not enough. We have to create our own networks to work together in order to invest, putting money together and so on. Okay, the last one in this case, URSA. This one, for example, and in order to show you that it's possible to work in a cooperative and to compete with all over the companies. For example, they are conquering the States, the United States. In Ground Zero, New York, as you know, now they are building a big, huge station, and we are building that huge station because it's very difficult. And what was the strategy of URSA, the cooperative is URSA? The strategy 8 years ago, they say, okay, everybody can produce small bridges or normal bridges or normal buildings, or in this case, normal station. But and in this case, they can compete with us. But we are going to choose the strategies to produce only very difficult projects, like is this one, special bridges, special buildings, and only 3 or 4 companies all over the world can produce this kind of projects. And in this case, they are competing with these 3 or 4 companies. So, and they are only 500 workers. 300 of them are more or less engineers, and some of them are economists and that one. And the other 200 or 180, 200 more or less, are blue collar workers who are doing, and after that doing the assembly, putting the assembly, and that one. But it's possible to compete in a cooperative. Okay, please. Okay, well, we have one credit union, consumer cooperative, that is the second biggest in Spain, 4 small agricultural cooperatives, 8 education and school centers, one of these is Mondragon University. And for example, one question, can I ask them? In the education, in the engineering school, there are 3 kinds of members. What do you think that are the members? You know, because you were in Mondragon. Some of you were in Mondragon, so please. Another one. What is the member in the engineering school? For example, we have 3 kinds of members. What are the members? Students? Teachers? Sorry? Parents? No, students. Students. We have parents if the school are children. Sorry, if the school is the kindergarten, that's one. Students, teachers, and administration. Staff are workers. So work. Sorry, can you compare in the education? Okay. So we have different kind of schools, and one of these is the university. And in the university, worker members, so the teachers and the staff. User member, the students, in the case of children, are parents, and collaborator member, the industrials and so on. The cooperatives, but not only the cooperatives, we are open, and also conventional company, not a lot, but they are members of Mondragon, and also the city hall, yeah, and that's one. Okay. And the last one. I'm going to show you, please. Only, this is a tsunami. This is a big tsunami. We are increasing a lot, and the tsunami is how can we maintain the values? How can we involve everybody? Yeah? It's a big problem. And the last one, to understand Mondragon. Mondragon is, imagine a table, and on the table there are the cooperatives with a very strong intercooperation between cooperatives. And these cooperatives are supported by this educational leg, the financial leg, the credit union, the social health and social welfare and health system that belongs to Mondragon, and the last one, to assure the future, and not depend from the American or Canadian or Japanese or German technology, we have to set up our own research and development center. So Mondragon is an integral project that help each other, but the intercooperation is the key. So please think in the way of creating networks between cooperatives, of course being part of also of a federation, but also after that working together in order to pass people from one to the other cooperatives and to pass money and to help each other. That will be most interesting characteristic. Okay, thank you.